Okay, my students, they were telling me that they really struggled with this item on their homework last night, so I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate how to solve this problem. The first thing I'm going to do is make sense of my problem by looking at it closely and seeing everything they want me to do. And what I have here is 30 times W times 20 equals 6 times 30 times 20. It says, A, what is the value of the variable W, and then they want me to tell what property I use to find the value. Well, this is a really good example for using the property where we move factors around. And anytime we use a property that moves factors around, what do we call that? All right, little Burns, what do we call that? The commutative property. That's great. All right, so I'm going to use the commutative property, and I'm going to move those around. So it starts out 30 times W times 20, and then I'm just going to line these up. So here I have 30, and here I have 20, and I'm going to move that 6 right here. And these could cancel each other out. This could cancel each other out. So for this to be equal with this, tells me that W is equal to 6. So using the commutative property, I moved factors around, and it did not affect the value at all by moving those around, and I was able to see that W is equal to 6. Now, there's another way I could have solved it. There's another way I could have solved it. I could have used an inverse operation. I could have used an inverse operation if I needed to. I know this doesn't really go along with our way we solved it here, which is very easy and fast, but I want to demonstrate this just to show you how the commutative property can help us, or inverse operations can as well. Let's say that I take this 30 times W would be 30W, then times 20 would give me 600W. So I could say 600 W here equals, and here we've got 6 times 30, which would give me 180, and 180 times 2 would give me 3600. Now, if I want to isolate W, I can go ahead and I can divide 600W by 600. Now, you all understand that when you have a fraction, the operation going on is divide, right? Yeah. So I can divide these 600s out, leave me with W. And then I'll divide 3600 by 600. And if I divide 36 by 6, that's going to be 6. So if I divide 3600 by 600, that's going to be 6. So on this one, I just want to double check my work to make sure that the commutative property of multiplication would work here. And I just use inverse operations to help me get my answer there. So either way, those would work. All right, how many of you got number 7 done correctly? You realize that W equals 6, and this was a good problem to use the commutative property. I see a lot of hands up. That's great. Okay. How many of you understand it now? Okay, I see some hands up that understand it better now. How many of you thought about trying the inverse property to check and see if you did it right? Nobody? So you didn't have to? You didn't have to. I mean, it's common sense. I can look at this because of what I know about the commutative property. I know that when I move those around, it's not going to change the value at all. And so that would be a quick, easy way. But how many of you know how to do this? I mean, if you had a problem like this where they have like this situation, and you need to find W, and it's not going to help you to use the commutative property. How many of you know that you can isolate your variable and then use the inverse operation on the other side of the equal sign? Okay, I'm seeing some hands on that. Good. We will be getting more to that a little bit later on.